Welcome to the Broski Diddles podcast, the best podcast in all the land. It's your boy Kiko Cervantes. Chef Maurice, directly from San Francisco, the land of the unhoused and the versatile souls, and also the legal weed. Yes, and the gummies and the cakes and the cookies and the drinks and the things, right? Do you know anything about that?
No.
Okay.
I have no clue what you're saying.
You can subscribe to us on, obviously, this channel. We're on all platforms: Spotify, iTunes, Pirate Bay, LimeWire, whatever you use these days. TikTok, I think you can find us there too.
We should definitely do a dance and put it up on TikTok.
We will definitely revise that and think about it. Of course. How are all you doing, guys? It's Rusk Podcast, your favorite podcast of two Latinos trying to speak English with a very, very thick and beautiful, sexy accent. I wanted to talk to you about a scary story today. A little scary. Today I want to talk like a radio man. Guys, today we have a scary story. We're going to talk about, it's going to shake you off your seats. You're going to shake you.
But after this song from...
No doubt. Don't speak, I don't know. No, but this is about a murder. It's about a murder. A double murder.
A murder.
A murder. That's a very hard word for somebody that doesn't speak the English as well. You need to say the murder. It's very hard.
I have nothing to say. I'm very impressed by your Russian accent. Every time you do it, I'm more and more impressed.
I was raised in this Siberian. All right, so check it out. The Menendez Brothers. Have you heard of this case? Dun dun dun. I recently saw a little documentary on it, and I started looking into it. There's all these crazy little details, and I find it that in life, obviously this is not about the murders, of course, but I find that in life, when you're feeling like there's no purpose, there's nothing that, nothing means anything, then you find these coincidences in life that make it feel like there's some magic going around. Okay, let me get to it. The Menendez brothers, about 30-odd some years ago, actually in 1989, so 34 years ago, the year I was born, these two brothers, one 18, the other one I think 21, with shotguns kill their parents, mom and dad, in the house in Beverly Hills. Initially, the police doesn't think anything of them. They try to find the killers, but they can't really, find it. The dad is a Cuban American, rich. He was the head of RCA, one of the biggest record companies at the time, and he was making a lot of money. And the mom was, I believe, American. Not 100% sure, but I think she was just, good old American. And then they had these two kids, right? So they kill their parents. They are sort of chill for the first months, but they start now, because all the money goes to them, they start spending it very lavishly. Almost like obvious, you should be mourning your parents, but you're like buying, yachts and Lamborghinis and, going to the most expensive clubs in LA and showing that, hey, things aren't that bad, really. So eventually they find out through a psychologist that one of them, like, think about this shit. One of them was seeing a psychologist, and he confessed to the psychologist. And psychologists cannot say if they hear something like that, because there's that whole client and
confidentiality.
But what happens is that confidentiality can be broken if the psychologist feels threatened, right, by the person. And he claimed that he was threatened, and thus told his girlfriend, and his girlfriend told the police, and then eventually they got him. They confessed, but when they confessed and what got taken to trial, they said that they were molested by their parents, and that his dad, you know, and him used to touch each other and have sex with each other since very little, and that they felt that they needed to kill them to defend themselves. So it was self-defense. And if they got that, then they'll be able to, maybe get out at one point. But because they were charged, murder, like no manslaughter, which is a little bit lower, they were just charged with, preemptive murder. It's life in jail. So they're still in jail. But I read somewhere that recently, because of new evidence, they're starting to look into the case again, a possible appeal, and things are getting a little more, rowdy.
Traction.
Yeah, there's some traction. I think this year there's gonna be a Netflix documentary on them, so there's gonna be some traction on it, and well, it's crazy. A little bit of this nugget information that recently came out is that there's a band in the Latin folklore from back in the day, maybe even before our time, but we know of them. A band of boys called Menudo. I said it like an American. Menudo. Ricky Martin came from there. And a few others. Robbie Draco, I think.
They're not as big as Ricky Martin, is it?
Yeah, they're not. Ricky Martin is the biggest one there. But one of the guys from Menudo, not Ricky Martin, said that this guy, the dad of these kids, who I told you was a Cuban American that was the head of a record company, that record company signed Menudo. And this kid said that this guy molested him, sexually abused him. So then that gives like another person saying, hey, this guy, he is molesting people. And hopefully that can sort of in court gain you okay, we won't keep you in life forever because it's not murder but manslaughter. Because at the end of the day, you did kill him, but in a way you were you're sort of defending yourself from this abuse or some shit. You get me?
Yeah.
When this detail came out, I was like, wait, just Menudo out of nowhere and shit. Now Menudo comes and says, hey, but the coincidence, right? That the dad was a record guy. He signed Menudo, and apparently this guy's claiming that he molested him. And that could serve in the case of these guys that killed their parents a long ass time ago and claim that their father and mom abused them sexually. That's crazy.
The thing about this story is not, because sometimes we talk about other murder stories, right? And it's sometimes like, are you in favor or against? Because nobody knows if this person did it. This is not a case of did they do it or didn't they do it. This is a case that we know they did it. Now it's just more stuff coming out 30 years later, and I also saw that one of the Menendez brothers sent one of their cousins a letter prior to the murders, talking about like, dad is coming in and I'm afraid he's going to come into my room again. Like giving some details about what was happening before the murder happened. It's like, I've been trying to avoid that, and it's still happening. So it's given like some light into what was happening definitely before parents got murdered.
Yeah, it's pretty sick, huh?
I mean, not sick, dude, but it's like a sick story. Like, it's crazy.
Do you want me to up it up a notch?
Please go ahead.
Okay. So there's a basketball card that I'll put here. I'll tell the director to put, and I'm sending it to the chat so you can see it. There's a basketball card that is not not of a very famous or, successful basketball player, but there's a little detail with that card that a lot of people in the collectibles world are considering that could make it very expensive in the future.
A card.
A basketball card, a
Right, right.
collectible. And so this is a mint, well, I mean, depending on what's the state of the card, but the card is a Mark Jackson, is the player. And it's a 1990 card. And yeah, it's just a picture of him. He's a guard for the Knicks. You know how it is. They take pictures every year of players and then they use those to put in the cards and then these cards are sold. It's a market that exists, collectibles. Some people like it, some don't, but it is a market. What do you find about this card that is peculiar, Chef Maurice? And I'm also asking the audience because you should have it in front of you.
If you were to ask me 10 minutes ago, I would have said there's nothing on this card. But I think those are the Menendez brothers in the back.
Where?
To the player's right hand. One has a hat and the other one has like a blue shirt.
Right, and they kind of look alike, right?
Right, right.
Yeah, so this, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, can you double check when the murders happened? But I believe that this was done. Yeah, the murders happened in '89, and this is a 1990. So you can say that this picture was taken a little bit before, obviously, when it came out, right? Maybe some months before. So this was exactly when they were after the parents died, and they were spending money lavishly, and they got courtside tickets to see basketball, right? So isn't this like a mixture of pop culture, uh, grotesque? I mean, it's crazy, right? Like that this card exists, and for the people that are interested in it in the U.S., it costs $22 currently to buy it. And one thing that I wanted to show you is people that have bought this. By the way, it has many great reviews. People that have bought this, they have left some very interesting reviews. So one of them said, excellent condition, as promised, which, is great. Another person, great card, great backstory. Got this for my wife. She's gotten into serial killers. I know I'm probably first on her kill list too. And this is a pretty neat item to get for her. Fast shipping and great packaging. Thank you. A lot in there, right? Mark Jackson was a great player, and I enjoy his commentary. When I read about this card that has the Menendez brothers in the background, I had to add it to my collection. The card arrived quickly in a protective case. This is definitely a conversation piece for basketball and true crime fans alike. It might be a bit morbid, but it does capture a moment in time. This was a Christmas gift from my brother. He thought it was the coolest thing. So yeah, I mean, what do you think about some of those comments?
It's interesting comments, to say the least. Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to know the backstory of this to obtain the basketball card, right? Like I
Right,
said,
but
you would have showed me this 10 minutes ago, I would have been like, I
okay,
have no
knowing
clue.
this story now, for $22, would you buy it?
Hell no. Would you buy it?
I'm considering it.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. What if this shit just becomes like huge and it's worth 100 grand?
I mean, if in a month it sells for $100, it's still winning. So
Right, but I'm gonna wait for it to get, like who
what
knows? Like next year, the Menendez brothers get out.
does it make it more valuable then, or
Yeah,
less valuable?
maybe more because people are crazy. They start watching the documentary. They learn about the card. Oh, when I get the card, now the card is worth 150K.
If not,
So
you're only down $22.
yeah,
So
$22, and you got a little, nice piece to show friends and let them know you're fucking insane.
I mean, if I were you, I would buy it soon because they only have one in stock. So
Yeah. So I think that's a sign.
it's interesting. So let's say this picture was taken after the murders. right?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. For some reason, I thought you were gonna tell me something about the women on the right of the picture.
Yeah, you see, that's your preconception about things. You feel me? That's you
But
not really like understanding the type of person I am. You know?
hmm, yeah, I mean, what has to go through your mind to be sitting there after everything that has happened?
Right.
I have read a lot of stories of people going into like anxious episodes and like having a hard time just keeping, you know, something as big as cheating from their partner. And they have like a bad state, they're mentally not there, then you want to take it up a notch, you murder someone and then go sit courtside at a basketball game. And I mean, what goes through your head? Are you enjoying the moment? Are you
It's
thinking about
it's
it?
crazy, bro, and it's crazy that both of them wanted to do this. So part of it is
Mm,
maybe they were going through abuse. I mean, obviously that's not the way to go about it, but if they were going through abuse, both brothers knew about it. I mean, that could be the case. I recently saw a documentary on Netflix called "What Did You Do, Jennifer?" or something like that, and it was like this Vietnamese Asian lady or girl in Canada, in this little like a little town where there's a lot of immigrants and bro, this bitch ended up killing her parents or like asking some guys to go kill her parents just because they didn't want to have let her have a boyfriend and shit. And she would go to the interrogations and just be like, "Oh my god, I lost them, I can't." And at the beginning, you're like, "Damn, she's so like tender, so cute." And then at the end, she's like, "Yeah, she got her boyfriend to hire two goons to kill her parents in her house while she was there, so that she could get some money and be free." I just want to go to the movies. God damn it!
I mean,
It's,
everyone's
it's
different,
heavy,
right?
you
But
know. Everyone's different, but what are you trying to say? Like, I mean, I understand
no,
that for some people, you gotta murder the parents sometimes, but
no, but I understand everyone's different. But what has to go through your head to make such rash decisions? I mean, being molested by your parents is definitely not cool, but and you want to put an end to it. Does that end with your parents being murdered? Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, what gets you there? What takes you over the hill to say, all right, this is the way to go?
I mean, I
I
remember,
guess.
I remember one time I was maybe like 15, and it was Friday night, and I didn't know when my parents were going through like a hard economic situation, and I was like, "Damn, mom." Like we should go get Domino's pizza. At that time, like getting Domino's pizza to me was like insane, and for some reason, I even remember it tasting better. You know the type of things that like are probably bullshit, but I was just like, damn. And I remember if you picked it up, it was like $7 for a pizza, and we would go and get two or three, so I can stuff them in my esophagus. And my mom is like, "No, Kiko, we can't because no things are bad right now." Maybe I wasn't 15, 13. You're still in that age when you're still a little kid and you kind of depend on mom. I'm like, "Oh, come on, mom." She didn't want to. And I got really pissed because I was like, damn, that's two pizzas, that's $14. Like, what the fuck is wrong with her? Right? Like, and I kind of thought a little bit like, damn, if I had a shotgun. But then I didn't think about it anymore. So I understand that. I mean, like, if if they pay with my food, I get it. You feel me?
I wasn't expecting that.
Okay.
No, but it's fuck. It definitely makes you think what people go through on a day-to-day basis. Like, be kind.
I mean, are you in the side of the killers?
In this case, I don't know.
Are,
It's
are you
a
are you hashtag Menendez Brothers?
ah. I don't
Okay,
know. I don't
uh,
know what I don't know what I would do.
you don't know what you don't know what you think just yet. Okay, let me paint it this way to see if we can maybe I can bring some clarity here, shed some light. A new thing gets passed, they reappeal, new evidence comes. Menudo guy shows a video, they get out next year, right? Are you seeing the guy?
Go ahead.
Menendez Brothers get out next year because of Netflix documentaries and interviews. They get a little bit of money. They start getting equipment. They go to the next EDC or Ultra, and they get a DJ set going. Their name's the Menendez Brothers, and they literally kill the set.
Dudes.
What's the EDC? Coachella. You're in California. Coachella, bro. Headlining on the Saturday. Who do you think it is? Take a guess.
The Bros,
Come on, respect the name.
Menendez Bros.
The Menendez Bros.
So they're what's this fuck what's the name of this duo? Very famous.
Oh, but like for real?
For
The
real.
Martinez brothers?
No, 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 no. They use the helmets.
Oh, Dead Mouse.
Daft Punk.
Daft Punk.
That they're two guys.
That's exactly. This is like kind of like that,
Menendez
but
Bros.
there's no.
No
I
hand.
mean, there's actually like a DJ duet of two brothers called the Martinez brothers,
Oh,
which
okay.
which
I
are
didn't know that.
which are pretty good. I think they're like Miami, Colombian or some shit.
Okay.
But this will be the Menendez Bros coming through with a hard like. You know, like it's not gonna be some like soft ass shit. I mean, it's the Menendez Bros. Let's say you're gonna die in that set. You feel me? Like, you know, like that hardcore. Have you ever been in a club and you know, there's a club that has different sounds, different types of techno, and then you get to that room where the techno is a little bit heavy for people that are doing drugs you don't even know about, like shit only they create in their bathtub, and you go in there like, you're like, is this only bass here? Like, I don't get it. They're like, get the fuck out of here. I'm going to the reggaeton hut.
Are you like? What do you think? I want to know what you think about. Are you for the guys? Like, do you think what they did is accepted? Okay,
Bro, what they did is rad.
Red.
No, I think they're fucking crazy, bro. And sick human beings is scary if they ever get out. I mean, I think it's very possible that they were molested, but yeah, that's not how you go about it. And the other thing
Healing is
is,
not the answer.
I mean, I know that dad was like doing things. I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything, but
Were you there?
I can't believe it. But the mom, apparently, what the mom was at fault here is that she knew. She's like, I know, Jimmy, but go in the room, okay, and behave. Does she still deserve a shotgun to the head?
I mean, yeah,
According to Menendez Bros number one, yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's such a hard situation because at the end of the day, they're still your parents, but they're doing some evil shit to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucked up. I mean, if that shit was happening, it's a nightmare, right? What's happening there? Like, it's like horrible. Like, molestation by your parents, that's gotta be the most like traumatic thing in the life.
Like molestation period is bad, but
Yeah.
when your parents do it, it has to be another level of bad
I mean,
and evil.
you were kind of like leaving me dry there. You're like, hey, Kiko, let me tell molestation in general, cause I know it is, but when it's your parents, it's that extra. It's that extra. There's levels to this shit.
I don't know if, I mean, it's easy for us to kind of talk about it because at least I have never been in that situation. But I mean, you
Not
want
that
to
you
say
remember.
You want to say, yeah, that's the way to go, but at the same time, it's like I also don't kind of deserve to die, or I
I
don't know.
mean, I don't know.
There was a story very recently that I don't know if you've heard it, that this woman was going into she was going on a vacation with her significant other, and she left her, I think it was her 2-year-old daughter at home by herself, no food, no water, because she wanted to go to, I don't know, Cancun or whatever the fuck was it.
I read it.
Um, and she came back. She's like,
Three
"Oh, I thought,
weeks.
yeah." So it was
She
very,
left her daughter for 3 weeks and then came back.
and the daughter had passed away. But how
Wow.
fucked up do you have to
Bro,
be?
when I read that story, I'm like the thought of you being in a beach. She took selfies.
Yeah.
And then she says like, no, I think I was just so stressed. I'm like, oh, okay, wouldn't it make it more stressful to think about your dying baby, you fucking crazy bitch? Oh my god, bro.
I'm
that's
trying
that's the
to.
crazy, like, bro, imagine
Hey, man.
imagine the pieces of shit that leave a dog tied to like a tree and then leave, and then that dog starves to death. That's horrible and heartbreaking. Now imagine a baby. Imagine. I'm here like encouraging people. No, no, imagine it. It's okay. Think about it. So close your eyes. Imagine. It's fucked, bro.
The mother said, I was experiencing emotional stress. Dog, bro.
Do you, if you can get any of the details of where this was, just so that people don't think we're talking out of our ass. The judge,
Um,
when the
mhm.
judge read the sentence, she said, "I'm gonna give you the maximum
She
time,
got life in
which
prison.
is life in prison, because that's the most that we can give you." And and I just want you to know that you're gonna be here for the rest of your life, and unfortunately, we're gonna feed you and take care of you and make sure you don't die and do all the things that you didn't do for your daughter. And like what you did was the most horrible thing a human can do. And I hope this bitch gets killed in jail. Okay, so
So I said she went to Cancun. No, she went to amazing, beautiful Detroit, Michigan, and then she went to Puerto Rico.
okay,
Um,
okay,
she went to two places
okay.
before she went back to her daughter. Um, this happened in a in Cleveland, Ohio. So I'm guessing there's not a lot to do there.
In Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah. I'm guessing there's nothing to do there, so that's why she wanted to go to fucking Detroit, and
Yeah, yeah, no, no. I think, yeah, yeah. Uh,
16-month
that's
old daughter.
that's insane, and yeah, it's horrible. Sometimes we tell these horrible stories not because we like them, but because we want you to be aware of what's happening out there. Sometimes the listeners don't like to look at the news, and they don't. But every little bit that we give, every piece that we sort of bring, it's just a little bit they can nibble on. We're not gonna go into the details, but just think about it. You can search it if you wanna get the details. But yeah, it's a horrible thing. I don't understand it. And those people, I think they should just get killed. But yeah, this Menendez brothers whole thing. What about it? Crazy, huh? The card, the thing, the menudo. I just think it's so many things involved. It makes me feel like, damn, like it makes me feel alive again. I know it sounds fucking horrible, but I feel like I can smile again when I look at all these interesting stories.
I mean, nonetheless, they're very interesting. Very interesting how people think or on their day-to-day life and go about their lives after they've done some horrible shit. I mean, all right, let's do a who's worst, the mother or the brothers? The mother of the child.
This is a great conversation. Who was worse?
Who's the worst?
The Menendez
human being?
brothers or the mom that left the kid and went to vacation? I mean, as horrible as what the Menendez brothers did, I think that leaving your baby and leaving it just going on vacation, I think that's probably the ultimate, like, that's the worst thing a human being can do, I think.
Yeah. And how come, do you know, how come they didn't give her like the lethal injection?
Because I think it's not murder. I think it was like manslaughter by, malnourishment. So it's not directly murder. But I mean, I agree with you. It's technically murder because a baby, you don't have to kill it for it to die. You just simply need to stop feeding it. Like you know what I mean? Like not attending it, I would consider that should be murder. And I don't know the state that it happened in. So maybe, I don't know if murder has death penalty in that state. But yeah, for me, this should have been a death penalty situation, They should have left her in a fucking box to starve.
Let the same thing happen to her as what she did to her daughter.
Eye for an eye!
All right, she doesn't have a Wikipedia page, so I can't.
Okay, god damn it, bro.
But,
hobbies, she likes to go to Cancun. All right, that's fun.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted you to know about the Menendez Brothers story. I thought it was pretty crazy. And I want the guys that are listening, and the gals too. We have some girls listening. They like it. They understand we're a little rough around the edges, but we mean good. We have a good heart. Like I always say, stay off the drugs if you can. But if you must, stay away from anything that could have fentanyl. Any powder stuff that you buy, don't do any of that. Like we always say in the podcast, wine and weed. Chef Maurice, directly from San Francisco. Much love. Take care. Have a lovely day. And for all the viewers, do not leave any comments, do not subscribe, and do not like